Hello everybody, Blood Heals here again, playing some League of Legends. This is my Fiddlesticks jungle guide. Not so much of a guide though, it's going to be more of an analytic view of how he is now and then how he's going to be in Season 4. So, because this is going to come right as in the transition of Season 3 and Season 4. So, this is how he plays in Season 3, and then we're going to look at the changes and stuff on Wednesday when I make my next video. It'll be the Season 4 Fiddlesticks jungle guide. So we're going to have two different videos there, so I'll have a link on screen right now for the Season 4 guide when it does come out. But starting off here with my runes and masteries, for my runes I go Magic Pen, Marks, AP Quints, and then Armor, Seals, and Magic Resist Glyphs. For my masteries I run 921 with the CDR and then AP and Magic Pen in the offensive tree, and then just my normal tank page to keep me healthy in the jungle and also to reduce some damage taken from jumping into the fights. Moving on to the build, I have tried a bunch of different starting items. I have tried the Hunter's Machete 5 pots. I've tried the Fairy Charm pots and wards. I don't know, I couldn't see the use, because I never use my potions at all. So what I went is, I'd go Amplifying Tome first, and then I would actually, here I do a health pot, but I would go into a mana pot instead, which it'll be a lot more useful for the, after your blue runs out, you'll be able to use that and stay in the jungle a little bit longer. But otherwise, I sit on this health pot for so long, I don't even need it at all because of the drain. So yeah, I go Amplifying Tome, then I go Mana Pot. After that, I want to build into Spirit of the Spectral Wraith as my jungling item, and that helps so much with your drain to keep you alive in the jungle. It keeps you really healthy, and also in team fights, it life strains for so much. So I usually want to first back out. Usually want to get a Hextech revolver. And my boots, you really want the boots for the ganking potential where you run in fear, and then yeah. So boots is a really good item to get early, but you want to pick up that Hextech revolver, build it into the Spirit of the Spectral Wraith. After that, another really good item on Fiddlesticks is obviously the Zhonya's Hourglass. You're gonna want to get that really early as well. Get that as early as you possibly can, and that helps so much with your ultimate. You can ulti in and then Zhonya's, and then you can't be killed or even touched at all, so that's really, really good. And then also after that, you'll have your drain and your fear and your silence, but you're going to want to ulti in, fear, and then Zhonya's, and then you can drain and silence after that. But that Zhonya's will be really, really good. Moving on though, past that, for a really good damage item, and also gives you a little bit more durability, is the Liandry's Torment. That's what I go for third almost every time I get the Liandry's Torment. But in between those two, I pick up my second tier boots. Now there's two options you can go with. The first one is the one I usually go with because I love the aspect of it. I go Swiftness boots, because if you went Moby boots, you wouldn't be able to run after you ulti in. You would get hit, and then you wouldn't be able to move it faster. So I build those, and I build Swiftness boots so I can keep going at an increased movement speed with the ulti, so I can keep on top of my targets that I'm ulting onto. But the other option that you could get is the Magic Pen boots, which are really good on him too, because Magic Pen is really good on Fiddlesticks. That's another item you could get, but I go for the Swiftness boots personally because I like them a lot. Moving on though, the Liandry's Torment is the third item that I usually get every time. That's a really good item. After that, you could go for a couple different items. You could go for Rhyalize if you don't have very much CC or slow. That'll give you a lot of slow with your ulti and your Crow, and also your Drain. And it'll also give you more tankiness. you could go for Abyssal Scepter. That's really good for more damage and magic resist. Death Cap is really good if you need more damage on your team as well, if you have like tankier people or you just want more damage for that ultimate to carry even harder. Also, you could get a Spirit of the Spectral Spirit Visage you could get is a really good MR item, and also it'll increase the healing that you get from your life drain, or your drain. So yeah, that's a really, really good item as well. You could get that, and it also gives you CDR and magic resist, so that's really good, and also health. After that, you could go for, that's really all you'd really want to go for. If you need a lot of magic resist, you could get even a Banshee's Veil. But I wouldn't recommend going to like straight tank, otherwise you'll just be completely useless. But the items that I mentioned earlier in this will help you out a lot, and that will actually give you a pretty big health pool as well, close to 3,000 or so, depending on which items you go for. But yeah, that is the build portion of this. Moving on, for the level skilling, I max my Q first, the fear. So for the increased fear duration for the ganks, it helps so much, and you guarantee kills that way. Otherwise, if you don't max that, you max something else, there's highly a chance that you won't be able to get kills and stuff like that. And also it'll increase your damage because they'll have to sit in your drain and stuff a lot longer. But after max my fear, I go for the drain second. Some people max their the silence for the increased damage. It does increase your damage quite a bit, but I like the maxing your drain because with my build with the Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, that's going to be increasing your survivability after the fear. After when they actually start targeting you, your drain will be able to keep you alive for a lot longer that way if you max your drain second, and it really does help a lot. But yeah, after that, then obviously you want to max your health as much as soon as possible, because that's your big ticket damage item or ability. On Fiddlesticks, you're going to be taking blue quite a bit from your mid lane, so they're going to have to deal with that. That's pretty much it for the Fiddlesticks jungle guide. I'm going to be commentating over this video. There'll also be in the commentary portion of the video, there'll be a lot of positioning tips and stuff like that, so stay tuned for that if you want to know more about that. Getting into the video here, I go top lane to try to save the tower, but Brando's actually just sitting there, so that's now good for me. I end up getting killed there because I am really squishy at this point, because I split my build up a little bit. I went for the Hextech Revolver, and then I go into the Seeker's Arm Guard to get that stacking up, and also to get that armor for durability. And then I went into the Spirit of the Spectral Wraith. So yeah, I just picked the Spectral Wraith now. And I have 2 kills at this point, and 2 deaths now that I died there. But this Sivir is going to town in bot lane, taking out this main. They just dove tower, got 2 kills with the Soraka support against the Thresh. So that's really good. They take that tower. I'm going to pick up my blue buff here, like I was saying. Blue buff's really, really good on Fiddlesticks. The CDR and the mana is really, really good. I see Pantheon coming over. I kind of start dragging here, but I don't really want to start do it because I just use my smite. And we don't know where bot lane just left, so we don't know where anybody is, so I just back off that. Go back to farming, trying to build up to my Hourglass here. I get my Hourglass second, like I always do. I always get Hourglass second after Spectral Wraith. That's the best item to get second, so you can ulti in your mid-game skirmishes. You ulti in and then Zonias, and you can't be targeted through your whole ult. And if it's a good enough ult, you can ulti, then flash on top of their team, and then Zonias, and it's usually you're within a really good position at that point. Here I come in, I fear onto Vlad here, throw my silence. See how he pulls here? Drain will still go through Vlad's pool, even if you get your drain on before he pulls. You drain him, and then he pulls, it'll keep damaging him and keep stealing life from him, even while he's in the pool. That also works with Elise. If you get your drain on Elise before she goes up, it will still damage her. Here I ulti into mid lane, flash on top of them, fear Nautilus here and drain and kill Thresh. Nautilus just barely makes it away. We don't die because we don't want to die. We just want to get this tower. We get the tower, kill tower, and now I ping dragon, and we can easily get that with me, Nasus, and Soraka if she would have came. But me and Nasus can easily do it by ourselves. With the drain, you'll completely sustain with that Spectral Wraith on any neutral creep. Even Baron, if once you're a little bit higher level, you can completely stay at 100% health with drain, with constantly hitting drain. So yeah, that's really, really good. Fiddle's really, really good at tanking Baron. So if you have a good early team, good team to take Baron early, like a Vayne or even a Sivir as well, that would be a good objective you could get really early with Fiddlesticks. But we don't really do that in this game, so yeah, I go back, pick up my needlessly large rod because I had enough gold for it. She just took out that ward there, so I know I'm safe to come over here for now, but Thresh was in that bush, and now he sees me, so I'm not going to be able to ulti over that wall. Come in, try to fear him, but I don't get within range, so I just back off because I don't want to tank that tower too much. Get healed by Soraka here. See Nautilus coming in back, so I just get out this way. Soraka and Pantheon make it out going down towards bot lane and towards Dragon. I come top lane to tell Nas to try to push this tower, but he's really low mana and he doesn't want to push it without being able to use Siphoning Strike, obviously. So I come up here. You will realize that Fiddlesticks is terrible at pushing lanes, so that's not what you should try to do. You really, when you're playing as Fiddlesticks, he is a teamfight oriented jungler, so if you're not very good at team fighting or calling team fights or getting your team to fight together and group up and fight, then Fiddlesticks isn't that great of jungle for you. I clear that top lane though as much as I possibly can, get as much gold, and I'll be able to pick up Zhonya's. Now this is where I have hit my not quite maximum. I could get my my swiftness boots, and that would help out a lot for these mid game team fights. But right now I'm primed for the mid game team fights here because I'm about to hit 12 as well. I just hit 11, so I have my level 2 ultimate. I have Zhonya's. I could destroy their team pretty much almost on my own with my ulti at this point. Come in mid lane, Sivir and Nasus and Soraka, and then Pantheon. Pantheon dived Vayne bot lane, but those three mid lane took like 4 of their team, which is really, really good just by kiting them because Sivir is getting really fed now. So our team's in a really, really good position, so it doesn't look like I'm going to get that far into the build this game. Vayne comes in mid lane. She just gets really far out. I fear her, start draining her. Sivir nukes her down, and we pick up that kill quite easily. So now we have free reign of this tower, so we're going to get this tower, and we're going to have to back off because Nautilus comes in, and Thresh comes in, and Vlad comes in. So we back off, I fear him, and we just get away. We're going to pick up this blue buff for Sivir because she's really low mana. Nautilus comes in, Soraka's there, so I fear him, and Vlad and Thresh get him out of there, so we just back off. Soraka wants to do Baron, but Sivir doesn't. She wants to pick up the red and back for items, so I just say no to that. I could have easily done it with the drain. I could constantly drain with that blue buff. I would be able to keep drain up 100% of the time, and I would be at full health that whole Baron. But Sivir didn't want to do it, so we can't do it. I didn't really want to force the subject because we could have gotten ganked there, and we would have ended up losing that fight if they had a good engagement. But with Fiddle's ultimate, you got to be really careful, really careful, because if you get interrupted, that's pretty much a lost team fight. Because all you are at that point then is a fear and kind of a silence, and then otherwise you're just going to die. So yeah, you got to be very careful with that. But what you can do, if you can pay attention to what CC the enemy team has, see when it goes off, and then fight, or then ulti, you can still get your ulti off even in the midst of their whole team. Here, Sivir is fighting Vlad, and I come in after Thresh shows up. So Sivir takes out Thresh, and I just take out Vlad. Good backup there. I got the fear on him, so she couldn't kill her. Well, Vlad couldn't kill Sivir while Sivir was CC'd, so I fear here. I actually run out of mana, that's why I don't completely destroy this Vayne, so I can't drain life on her the entire time. So I kind of try to bait, like I wanted these two to come down and help me, but they end up just taking the inhibitor instead, which is fine. I should have just backed off and not try to lure Vayne into coming too far out, but Sivir ends up getting the kill there, so she ends up dying anyways, but that was my mistake. But we are completely just rampaging their base at this point. Sivir is kiting backwards as much as possible. Almost takes out that Brand, takes out Nautilus. Sivir comes up, goes for the inhibitor over, going for Vlad there. Goes on to Thresh, takes out the inhibitor, goes to towards mid, or backs out because Vlad shows up. Our Vayne and Vlad shows up, so we can't really get this mid inhibitor yet. I come in, try to stop this wave from pushing too far out, but they come out with the wave, and I can't clear it fast enough, so I kind of have to back up as much as they make me back up. So I back up here, wait for my team to show up. Pantheon's coming in. Ness is pushing bot lane. They start fighting down there. I clear this as much as possible, and I immediately run down. I'm coming in as fast as I can. I start ulting because I know they're not going to focus me. Get the ulti down, kill the Vlad, go on to Vayne, fear Nautilus, and we take out Nautilus as well. So that's 4 for nothing. We're gonna Ness is gonna take up this tower as much as possible. We don't have Sivir with us right now. She is actually back at base, so we just 4v4'd them there because their last person was still in base there as well, which is lucky for us, but unlucky for them. Here, Soraka ulti, so Ness doesn't die. We take that tower, and we push up the wave, and now we're going on to the 3rd inhibitor tower of the game. Soraka tanks it a little bit until they come in, but they surrender, and that's the end of the game. Thanks for watching, guys. More guide videos of all the different champions on my channel. Go check that out. Like the video if you liked it. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you want more. And I'll see you guys next time.